YouTube. Your girl is back. Your girl is back with a little chit chat, a little video. So, y'all, as usual, honey, I'm coming to y'all on one of my little breaks from work, just to chit chat about some recent things that have been going on. Today, we're going to speak about Latrese Allen and her son Courtney. Honey, it went down yesterday, and Lord, this is just unfortunate. I hate when parents and children fight because people are just so judgmental. And so we're gonna get into some things. We're gonna get into some perspective on parenting today. Disclaimer: I'm not here to judge anyone's parenting style. I'm not here to bash Latrice for what she decided to do on her Facebook Live last night. My general perspective is you can't tell people how to raise their kids. So, in no way, shape, or form is my commentary going to be geared towards downing someone for how they chose to do something with their children. I'm just here to speak about what happened yesterday and the comments and just to have a healthy conversation about parenting for those of us who have kids. And what do we think? Or it could be some helpful tips for Miss Latrice and her son, Courtney. So, to you all who joined the live, thank you all for watching. Make sure that you all subscribe, and thank you for the support. But yes, it went down yesterday, you guys. So, you all know who Latrice is by now. I've talked about her enough on this platform. And of course, we all know that Latrice has children. Latrice has a 17-year-old son named Courtney. He's pretty funny and talented as well. Courtney has his own platform on TikTok. He has a YouTube, so he's also growing his following. I think his social media name is Ken Killers. So Courtney is Latrice's oldest child. Now everyone knows Latrice has a history of just, kind of figuring out, like all parents with her children. She's had her struggles. She's had, you know, back in recent days, back in older days, she's had, her children, taken by defects and things of that nature. But more recently, one thing I can say about her is she's out here grinding, trying to provide them with a better life. I will say that. Like I said, everyone knows that Latrice is not social media's favorite person. A lot of people do have unfavorable opinions of her, but for the most part, you can't say that she don't be out here grinding. And so, as I explained to you all before, Latrice has a online website where she sells her seasoning. She sells other things. I think she has like purses on there. I think at one time she was having like perfume, clothing items. I'm sorry. So she has a website where she sells, merchandise, and she has a warehouse. And because of all the recent issues that she's had with her breakup and just different falling out with friends, she's had a hard time having help in the warehouse. Because something's always going wrong. Now, before I get into what happened last night with her and her son, I will say when it comes to if Latrice ever hears this, which she probably won't, but Latrice may need to look into a professional staffing company because that has been something that she has been complaining about for a while, not having reliable help. And having to depend on her family and friends to come in. So she may need to look into a professional staffing agency that'll help her bring some reliable people in. But that's beside the point. Everyone knows that she has a difficult time, having help inside of the warehouse. And so yesterday, she had a friend, who was down visiting her, and she was helping in the warehouse. I think she had another friend in there, but she also recruited her son Courtney to come help her in the warehouse, and she was also going to pay him for his help. Um, Now everyone knows, with most families, especially single parent households, the oldest child does bear some of the responsibility to help mama out doing certain things. So, she was relying on Courtney to really help that day because it looks like they had a really busy day. They had to fulfill a lot of orders. I can imagine that Latrice may be a little behind because, like I said, she's had a lot going on. And one of the biggest things that she's always talked about is the help that she's lacking. And so I'm assuming that, he was on his phone when he was supposed to be working. I think she asked him to do something. I think she asked him to go get some forks or something or go find something because they were about to have some lunch and taking a break from their work in the warehouse. And he had constantly all day been on his phone. And so she had asked him several times because she had went live earlier that day. She had asked him several times to put his phone down, And that's an ongoing issue that she's had with him. I don't know if you all remember a while back, when she, like, it was, I think it was about a year or so ago, had to go live with his aunt in Florida because he was talking to guys on the phone, and she didn't like that. So pretty much his phone has been an issue in the household. And so I guess she got frustrated with him about being on the phone, and she had to discipline him. Now, from what he says, well, what Latrese says she went to grab the phone from him. He hit her in the chest, and I think she had to lay hands on him. From what he's saying, she went swinging at him because he didn't put the phone down, and he pushed her, and she went for that head. I don't know what's true because we weren't there, but that's what happened. She then went live, and she was telling us what was going on, about the altercation they just had gotten into. He was in the background crying. I think she thought that he had went live on her, so she grabbed her phone and started going live. But he was on the phone with his friends, telling his friends, this first baby mama, hey, first baby mama. It says they should have grown up in my days, right? I'm about to get into that, honey. But yeah, so basically, he was on the phone with his friends, crying, screaming. They were arguing back and forth. She had called her brother to come get him, but I guess while he was waiting on the brother, he came back into the warehouse. They were going at it. He was screaming at her. He said he was tired of her going live every time something went down between them. He was bringing up old stuff that she had done to him when he was little, like giving him a spanking, or telling him that he was going to DIE from AIDS. I don't know how sensitive YouTube is. They were just going back and forth. In her live that I watched, we did see Latrese get back up. Hey, baby. So it's a lot of baby mamas. First baby mama number two. Hey, sis. Stace Boogie says she's toxic and it's sad. Yeah, we gonna get into it. Darlene Brown says he will never come back into my house. And yeah, I remember that when he went to his auntie house. I believe everything the sister said. Yeah, the sister made some good points too. But basically, yeah, Latrese and Corey, they were going at it, and we saw her get up out that seat and go for that head again. Now we didn't see her physically put her hands on him, but you could tell she jumped up out that seat and was ready to go for round two. So it just got crazy, you guys. I guess the uncle came and got him. He went live. He basically said that he didn't hit his mama. She lying on him. She basically, posted a few statuses and just basically said that her biggest issue with him has been his phone. He won't put his phone down. He's even done things like smoke weed in her house, and she forgave him. She just told him to smoke outside. He was, talking to a 15-year-old boy, and he's 17. And by the way, her son he's gay, which that doesn't matter. But when I keep saying he's the son, a boy, I'm pretty sure people gonna want to know. But um yeah, so he basically, she was just basically saying the things that she had been putting up with: him smoking weed in the house, him talking to underage boys, him being on the phone all night long, her having to ask him to get off the phone at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Him not being happy with his school and wanting to run back to Florida because he said the school that he's in here in Georgia isn't hands on. And basically, he's saying, he basically tired of her. He goes live, he's saying he tired of her. She's abusive. She can't tell him what to do. He don't understand how he's being disrespectful. And so on and so forth. And so it was a big knockdown, drag out. And yeah, I mean, everybody was pretty much divided. You had some of her audience, agreeing with her and telling her that, hey, you're right, because her audience, it does consist of a lot of older people. And so, the older generation, they have their ways, of how they raise their children. So they understand. And like I said, I'm gonna give my perspective in a moment. And then you had a lot of his supporters and his followers basically telling him that, yeah, Latrice was wrong and she's toxic. And so I just wanted to have a little conversation, a little quick conversation about it today, just about, what is the right way to parent nowadays. So yeah, so pretty much, and thank you all for supporting me, by the way. But pretty much, here's my perspective. My perspective is this: For the people who are bashing Latrese and trying to call her a bad mom, and before people start to get their panties in a bunch, I'm just gonna tell you this right now. There is no correct way to parent your children. I think that parenting is a lot of trial and error, and I think that no parent is perfect. Stace Boogie says he only does what he sees his mother do. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a bottom line, but she do too much in front of her kids. Okay, that's a good perspective. And Darlene says, but one thing I will not do is talk about his mom to him. I don't care what she do. That's right. And so yeah, so my perspective is pretty much the principle. The reason why Latrice is upset, I 100% agree with. Now, I don't agree with the way she went about the discipline. However, she's dead on. Like I said, this lady has grinded to change her children's life. You know what I'm saying? You have some people who get their kids taken by defects and they never get them back. Okay, like I've seen it with my own two eyes. There's some people who get their kids taken away, or their kids have to go live with somebody else, and they don't give a damn whether they get them back or not. They'll babysit them here and there, send them right on back, and let them be somebody else's problem. So for Latrice to really have worked hard to change her life and really give them a better life, you can't do nothing but respect that. And so it is very frustrating when you have a child that is not doing what you asked them to do after you have made so many sacrifices. Because you guys, she just bought him a new car about a month or so ago. I think she said she spent $25,000 on him a brand new car. It says, and I respect you for not dogging her out. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not here to dog anybody out. I may not agree with what these people on social media do, but we ain't perfect, especially when it comes to these kids, honey. I know my mama done went upside my head plenty of times, and I still love her. Was she right every time she did it? No, but sometimes that old school parenting is just, it comes out of you. But yeah, we've seen Latrice make a lot of sacrifices for her children. And while she may not be the most clean cut lady, she may not be the most prim and proper, she may not display the highest level of class all the time. But one thing you can't say about it is, you can't say she don't work hard, because she works hard. Even her getting up and letting people into her business 24/7 just for the sake of having, some good income for her children. That takes a lot, because I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pick up no camera and let you see what's going on in my house every day. I'm sorry, I may chit chat about it, but that takes a lot mentally to do. And I understand where she was coming from. And a lot of people, I've heard them criticize her for having Courtney doing certain things. Like, I've watched other reactors videos, and they were just like, oh, she thinks Courtney is a slave. That's why he wants to go back to Florida. She makes Courtney do too much. But my thing is this. Courtney is a child, okay? Courtney is a child who needs care. I'm pretty sure he needs a place to live. He needs clothes on his back. He needs food in his stomach. And at the end of the day, right now, he's not contributing to that household. So if Courtney has chores or things that his mom needs him to do to keep the household running, then that's what he should do. Now, should she work Courtney little polar fingers to the bone and have him in that warehouse sweating and slaving? No, but I don't think that's what she does. But I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, Courtney, this is the family business that is feeding you right now. This is the family business that paid for you that $25,000 vehicle you got. So if you want to continue to see mommy be successful so that you can be successful, I'm gonna need for you to roll up your sleeves and help mommy out. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I also feel like these cell phones are a problem. Okay, my child is 7. I'm talking about my child's 7, and I had to tell her. And her dad bought her a phone because her dad. I live in Macon, Georgia, and her dad lives in Atlanta. And so, a lot of times if I'm busy, he just wants a way to keep in touch with her. So he went and bought her a phone so he doesn't always have to call my phone. And I have to tell her to put that phone down. No, you're not finna go to sleep looking at YouTube. No, you need to get a good night's rest. No, you're not finna be on this phone while you walk through the parking lot in Walmart. A car could hit you. So these phones they get serious with these kids, because these kids, they don't go outside and play anymore. They don't get scratched up no more because the world is so crazy, right? So, these phones, these iPad, these electronics become these children's lives. And so, yeah, that the phones do become an issue. And so I can see how it could be frustrating if you asked your child to, hey, come help mama for a little while in the warehouse. I'm paying you as if you're a worker. Put your phone down so you can help. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? you know and I saw her ask him several times on the live earlier when she went live early that day to put the phone down, and we saw him in the background on his phone. We saw him help, and I'm not saying he's a bad kid. Yeah, he has definitely been helpful, but she has been talking to him about that phone for a while. And so, this is her child. And his thing is, she's always, yelling, and she's always, going live. And I will say, I wish she wouldn't have went live, because that's just gonna give people something to say and bash her for. So it really wasn't a good idea to go on Facebook Live. I'm with him on that. Because it's kind of like you're further kind of amping up the situation. So going live, I don't agree with anybody disciplining their children for the internet. I don't. But like I said, she thought that he was about to get on his platform, so she just went ahead and crunk it up. Was it right? It wasn't, but we live and we learn as parents. And so I don't, I see people getting ready to do their videos. I saw one reactor, she gearing up her now, and this is no shade to anybody, because like I said, everyone is entitled to their own perspective. And so if some people want to say that it wasn't right and want to call her bad mom, that's on them. But I just feel like, I just I'm not gonna bash Latrese for that, because at the end of the day, um, you know, we all have our milestones that we have to go through as a parent and discipline. It takes a lot to find what works for your children in your household. For me, I have definitely spanked my child before, especially when she was little. Now that she's getting older, I don't really have to spank her as much. But oh baby, I yell over here. I do yell and cuss. Now I don't call her out her name. But I ain't gonna I'm not gonna pretend like I don't scream to the top of my lungs sometimes when I don't ask you 50, 11 times to do something, you don't do it. It said if he had another job, he can't talk and text on his phone like that. Yes, I was a little upset about the live too. Exactly, Miss Brown. Exactly. If he was on anybody's clock, you cannot be on anybody's clock and text on the job. So, the what she was asking him to do was not unreasonable. And then you have people saying, well, she be on her phone. First of all, she grown. She's a grown, and her phone is what's bringing in these dollars. Her being on her phone bought that $25,000 car. Her being on that phone is paying the phone bills and putting food on everybody's plate. So if she goes live all the time, she has a good reason. And like she said, if Courtney was doing something for his YouTube and he wanted to show his friends or his YouTube channel or his TikTok family, if he wanted to show them a day in the life of working with my mom, then that would have been fine. But she was saying her issue was he wasn't doing that. He was texting and not working. She said she would have had no problem with him propping his phone up and still working with both of his hands. But the fact is, he was not working. He was distracted. Baby mama Tuesday, Latrice is a trip. Now I ain't gonna lie, she is a trip now. She definitely is a trip. But in this situation, I just see what is going. I see everybody about to eat. They about to towel up, honey. They about to rip her new, and it's like, come on, y'all. We know that historically in the African American community, some of the decisions and some of our traditions have not been the most healthy, right? But I feel like these kids nowadays need some type of discipline. And nowadays it's almost like if you yell at your kids too loud, the world is ready to call you a bad parent. But something has to be done, because I'll be damned if my mama has, and keep in mind, he's been able to create a platform of his own because of his mom. Right now, she says he has about $17,000 waiting on him from his social media accounts, with him building his own platform. So he's gonna be able to make a pretty good living, because of the foundation his mom has laid. And so you're gonna have to put that phone down, and mama actually put that phone down. It says Stephanie Joel, if she was wrong, she should have got off her phone and handled it. Feeling bad for Courtney. Her fans would need to talk to her by telling her the truth. Courtney got a lot to say. Hoping, yeah. I mean, now, yeah, I didn't like that she went live. I will say that. I will say she was wrong for going live, but was she wrong for disciplining him? No. Irma Clemens say just really trying to understand why she's upheld for her wrongdoing. Well, I don't think we people uphold her for her wrongdoing. I just feel like social media blows things out of proportion because I mean, and I don't know what goes on in everybody's household, but just historically in the African American community, it's not foreign for your mama to yell at you and spank you or go upside or I ain't gonna say go upside your head, but it's not uncommon for you to get a whooping or for you to be disciplined for not listening to your parents. And now the way she went about it was wrong. I will say that she should not have went live, most definitely. So if we're speaking about that, then yeah, she should not have went live. But people are just acting as if she shouldn't have said nothing to her, period. Like I saw people saying, well, why he can't be on his phone and this, that, and the third. It's kind of like, come on, y'all. Like, come on. If you got a child and tell you try to do something, they won't put their phone down. You mean to tell me that y'all not gonna say nothing? Like you just gonna let your 17-year-old just sit around all day on the phone? No, you gonna put that phone down and do something else. So I'm not upholding her in her wrongdoing. I'm just saying I see where this is going. This is going to turn into a narrative of Latrese is a bad mom and people already calling the police on and talking about defects, and it ain't that serious. It's not healthy what she did. But I mean, if we put a camera in a lot of black households or even households, not even just black, if we put a hidden camera in a lot of people households, we're gonna see some similar things happen. If you ain't never had a knockdown drag out with your parents, then keep living. But yeah, so Courtney, so is do what I say, not what I do. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how it is. If my child gonna do as I say. I mean, because this is the thing. I'm not saying Latrese has always set the perfect example for her children. She's made plenty of mistakes. But so has every parent. If you have children and you have never made mistakes in front of them, then we're good for you. But the average parent is gonna make some mistakes, especially when you have children when you're younger. You have to grow with your children. And so I'm not going to cancel out anybody because they made a bad decision with their kids, because at the end of the day, as long as they're not neglecting their kids, as long as they're not out here trying to kill their kids, as long as they're not out here trying to, what I'm saying, because I mean, I know she did put her hands on them, but as long as she's not out here, you know, being maliciously evil to them, starving them, doing something unhumane to them. But if you get a spanking or your mama have to swing on you because you don't disrespect her, she feel like you don't put your hands up to her. I mean, that's common. And not saying it's right. Like I said, historically in the African American community, we do have some unhealthy disciplinary tactics that need to be changed. But you can't just expect somebody to sit back and not say anything to their child. People are literally saying, "What's wrong with him staying up late? What's wrong with him staying up late?" So you mean to tell me you don't like your school because you say your school ain't hands on, but you're gonna stay up to 5 o'clock in the morning on the phone? Oh no, you need to be getting some rest. It's probably why you can't focus at school because you're on that phone all night. So and this is no disrespect to Courtney either, because Courtney, he's a teenager and he's just learning, right? He's gonna get it together. But I just wish he would understand that she's not trying. Well, this is the thing, you know, what she's saying is not wrong. It may be hard for him to understand that now because because it may be hard for him to understand that now because he feels embarrassed by what she did. But she meant well with what she was saying as far as why she wanted to discipline him. Now, should she have got up and started swinging on him? Probably not, but it would have been some type of consequence for not putting your phone up when I asked you to. Hmm. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm over here multitasking. Sorry, y'all. I'm over here looking at something on my work computer. But yeah. And he went live, and he was pretty much giving his sentiments. He said that she had, done some hurtful things in the past to him. And there could be some childhood trauma there, because she did have a rocky past with her children. Anytime defects has to get involved with your children, I'm pretty sure there was something going on, that did probably, cause him to have some issues as an adult. But it's one of those tough situations. It's a, I'm sorry, just commenting on what I see, because I've been a long time follower. Really give her props, because she started from the bottom, but have never seen a boss that follows out everyone. Well, and we know Latrese has her faults. So I'm not gonna say Latrese innocent. Now, Latrese definitely needs to get herself together in certain areas. Like I said, especially when it comes to her warehouse, I think that she should just look into a professional staffing company, so that she isn't so overwhelmed. So she definitely have some things to clean up herself. And like I said, your children do pick up certain habits from you, because she is always in her phone. She is, a social media personality, and so her children may feel like that's okay to be on your phone 24/7. So Courtney probably definitely did pick up that habit from her. However, if your mom is verbalizing to you that you're a child, and she's explaining to you the reasons why she's on her phone, versus you can't do everything mama do. You can't do everything I do. Here's why I'm on my phone all day. I'm trying to make a living for us. I'm trying to go live to make some money. You're a child, and what you're doing on your phone is not productive, so put it down. So you still have to listen to your mom. But yeah, she definitely has fell out with quite a few people. And yeah, I mean, she's not perfect by any means. She definitely needs to. I mean, like I said, I think that Latrice just needs to sit down and put some things into perspective and get some order in her life again. Because I think after that breakup, I think with after that breakup with Coco, it really took a lot out of her. I really think that since that breakup, I think that she has definitely. Things have definitely spiraled out of control. I saw Latrice doing her cooking videos, and in the beginning, it was light, it was fun. I mean, it was going good. And to me, of course, she gained more following. She got the warehouse. And they were really looking up for her. But I think that breakup with Coco, I think that really did it for her, and it really has just been downhill since there. And so I think that she just needs to sit back, put some things into perspective, and just revamp, and reevaluate. And as far as her falling out with everybody, I think the common trend is she's looking for a team of people to help. And it seems like, she doesn't just have friends. I think she wants her friends to, also help her grow her business. But what she has to understand is, sometimes you can't, everybody who comes across you in your life and who's a friend, who's genuine to you, they may not be the perfect fit to come help you in your warehouse. They may not be the perfect fit to work with you. I think she mixes business with pleasures a lot. And that's what's her downfall, because a lot of times the common trend is her friends aren't being supportive, or they're not being there for her as they need to be. And so I think she needs to separate the two. I think she needs to get her a professional team that aren't her friends, that have no personal relationship to her, to help her with her business, and then reevaluate who she brings into her life. Alive and Prosper says that wasn't discipline, y'all. Darlene Brown said, I said that too, sis, and cried out for her. Yeah. Alive and Prosper says she had a good team, but once Coco left, she burned them one by one. I mean, yeah, and like I said, I like Latrice, but I'm not gonna pretend like she doesn't have character flaws. She definitely has some things that she has to work on. However, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna paint her as a villain. I just feel like she has to put some things into perspective. And like I said, she had a good thing going, and after that, after her and Coco, it just seems like it hasn't really been able to get back right. And so I think that her biggest thing she needs to do is she needs to sit down. She has the income. She's posted her statements where she's making sometimes over $100,000 from Facebook a month. Like, okay, that's a lot. And so, I think what she needs to do is she needs to get with, some type of professional organization, maybe, cuz she's in Atlanta. So, she's in the city of connections, and find a professional team of people to kind of help her with her business. And then the friends that she has from back home, and the friends that she's met over the way, or people who she's connected with through Facebook, just let them be your friends. And I think she'll be okay if she does that. It says you're speaking the truth. Yeah, it says I always like her, but she's going too far. Kiana Taylor says she's been different since Coco. She's been hurt, and hurt people hurt people. That's right. That is right. Hurt people do hurt people. She needs a life coach and need to heal. Yeah, she does need to heal. She definitely needs to heal. Irma says you're speaking the truth because a lot of people pray on your downfall. She needs to turn to God. I'm a true believer. And God can really, He can come into your life, and if you just pray daily and ask Him to change your environment and change the things around you that mean no good, He'll do it. You just have to really believe it in your heart. Darlene Brown says, I love Latrese too, and I want to see her win. Like I said, Latrese puts me in the mind of my mom. I say that all the time. My mom, now my mom don't act like Latrese in every way, but my mom she's friendly, she's a go-getter, she's gonna always have her some money, she gonna always win. But my mom, she's easily hurt by people. Like, she wears her heart on her sleeve. And so, sometimes that doesn't work in her benefit, because with her being such a loving person, everybody who you let in just don't want to see you win, and sometimes you end up keeping those people around longer than you need to. Stephanie Jolie says, right. Why does she think everybody got to help her? She needs to, exactly. I think that she needs to learn that some people are just your friends. Like, I have friends, and they're my friends. I love them dearly, but I wouldn't mix business with them, because that's just not their expertise. They're good at being my friend and loving me, but as far as what I'm interested in business, they just wouldn't fit. So and that's okay. You don't, just because you and someone are friends, you don't have to turn that into a partnership for business. It says, I'm convinced you just want these to reach out to you. Andrea, who I want them to reach out to me, honey. I mean, I literally, if I wanted Trees to reach out to me, I mean, what benefit will I get from Trees reaching out to me? I don't, I'm just doing something that other people do. I'm just doing a reaction video. I like to talk. I run my mouth on my phone with my friends all the time about stuff I see on YouTube. So I'm just bringing it to the YouTube platform. That's it. I don't really care if she reach out to me now. Well, listen, honey. Let me get you together real quick, Andrea. Okay. Don't come in here with your negativity. Okay. Now, I am a college educated woman who has a real career outside of YouTube. Okay. I'm doing very well for myself. As you can see, I started this channel off on my personal journey of giving me some plastic surgery and living my best life. Well, not plastic surgery, but give me some little nip tuck and living my best life. I don't need any of these people I talk to reach out to me. Okay. So go on with that. But I love you, girl. Thank you for supporting. It says, I don't hate her and pray that her and Courtney can work through this. Friends is one thing, but that's her blood, her son. She or someone blocked me, but I don't speak or think ill of her. Yeah. Yeah, family is family. And so certain things you just don't come to the internet with when it comes to family. And so I really wish she wouldn't have went live. But she did. You know, yeah. 1 second, y'all. It says you can't get me together because you don't keep it real every time you post a video. I mean, no, I'm not defending Latrese. Okay, I'm just giving a different perspective. If I was defending Latrese, I would have just said that Latrese was not wrong. I said she was wrong for going live, but the reason why her she was upset with her son was valid. So I mean, this just is my perspective. I mean, I don't have to agree with you, Andrea. Says, tell them, sis. It says, I missed the old trees before the drama. Yeah, I missed that Latrice too. I wish she would get back to that, because this drama, it gets draining. Andrea says you need to keep it real and get hurt together and kind of right. I mean, this is the thing. Everyone's perspective of right and wrong is different. If you feel like Latrice was all the way wrong, Andrea, then you're entitled to that and you're not wrong. And just because I feel differently than you, Andrea, does not mean that I want Treese to come reaching out to me, because what's benefit is that gonna do for me? Okay, Andrea, let's be positive in the chat. Everyone's going to have a different perspective. For those of you who all that think that Latrese is right, I don't judge you. I mean, it's wrong. It's okay. Some people will say that she's wrong. I'm just bringing a different perspective. That's all. We don't have to fight because we have a different perspective. Right. First lady mom said everybody had their own point of views. Exactly. And Drea, if you go make your video right now and say that Latrese was dead wrong and she a bad mama, I'm not gonna be mad at you at all because that's your perspective. Darlene Brown says, but sis, what I don't like is how they go on Coco page every day and dog out. Yeah, that ain't right. That's not right. They need to let that sleeping dog lie. So let that sleeping dog lie, honey. Ain't no need to keep gassing up the drama between her and Coco, honey. That's over and done with, and everybody should just let that be because this is a thing. Y'all know. I mean, if you've ever had a breakup, it gets messy. Andrea says, it's not just a thing that happened with her son; it's all of her actions adding up together. If anybody can't see that's wrong, they're clearly unsaid. Okay, Andrea. Latrese is a human being just like I am a human being. Latrese does many things that is not right. We clearly just sit up here and we dissected what's wrong. We said, she wants her friends to come help her, which is not a good perspective to have. We clearly also just said that she did not make the right decisions about a lot of things. So we're not saying that Treese is perfect once again. Okay. We're not saying that Treese is perfect. All we're saying is in this situation as a parent, before we tear her down for her parenting style, let's look at why she was parenting. And why she was disciplining her son. And the reason why she was disciplining him was not wrong. You know, but I love Latrese. Like I said, I love her. I'm not defending her. You know she she definitely has some growing to do. She definitely needs to find balance when it comes to her social media life versus her home life, because for him to be that out of control with the phone, then as a parent that means that there's some restructuring that needs to happen in the household. So what I can say is maybe she should take a step away and create her a schedule. Maybe she should give herself maybe one day a week that she doesn't go live and just has family day. She should probably try to figure it out because it's I would love to see her and all her kids flourishing together. Yeah. I would like to see all of them flourishing together. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm over here looking at something else. you know. But definitely not saying that Teresa's an angel. I'm just saying that, it's hard being a parent. I've only been a parent for 7 years, and so and every day I'd be like, oh, today's going good, and my child do something bad, and I'm like, oh Lord. Mildred says if you go to her page and say anything to her about her being wrong, she's going to go crazy and call you demons. Now I ain't gonna lie, she also has to learn how to take accountability. Latrese does not like to hear what she does wrong, so that is true. So maybe after this situation, she'll understand that some adjustments need to be made. But I don't disagree with her on what happened with her son. She had every right to be mad. It says, sis, I understand everything you're saying. Some people just want everybody to dislike trees. Exactly. And that's the thing with social media. It's like nowadays on social media, you can't just have an opinion about right and wrong. You either gotta love the person or hate the person. And it's kind of like, people mess up, people make mistakes. You don't have to hate someone or dislike them forever because they made a mistake. We're all human. Like I said, if someone followed me around with the camera all day, I'm pretty sure I probably would make some mistakes as well. That doesn't mean that I'm a terrible person. And Drea said she said what she said. She noticed that I was team trees. I would only heart comments taken up for trees. If you're natural, if you're neutral, Why not like all comments? Well, ma'am, I like all comments, but if somebody see, this is the comments that I don't like. If I don't heart a comment, it's either because the comment is tearing someone down or the comment is trying to chastise me for my opinion. So no, I will not like a comment that is bashing Trees or calling her something derogatory. I will not like that because I don't feel that way. So no, I will not heart it. And I can do what I want to do because this is my channel. It says, and don't get me wrong, it's not about a team. It's about you post a contact and comment on it and hearing. Yeah, I hear. No, this is the thing. If you want to come voice your opinion about how you don't think Latrese is right, I'm here for that, sis. If you think she's wrong, then that's totally fine. You know that, and I can see how you feel that way, right? I can see how, because Latrese should not have went live. It's easy for people to say she was wrong because some people don't hit their kids. Some people don't cuss their kids out. So if you feel like she was wrong, you have every right to feel that way. But here is what the problem I have with you, Miss Andrea. You're coming in here trying to attack me for my opinion. If you just say, hey, Nigeria, I think Treese is wrong, then girl, we good. We ain't got no problem. But see, where I'm gonna have to get you together is if you coming up in here trying to chump me off because I feel the way I feel. If you don't understand, how I can see the perspective, then you just don't understand it, you know? But we don't have to attack each other and be nasty. If someone say, hey, I think banana pudding is nasty, and I say, well, I think banana pudding tastes wonderful, then I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, you were so disgusting. I don't see how you think banana pudding is good. You are stupid. You are crazy. No, you don't have to do all that. It don't take all that. Just say, hey, sis, here's my opinion on Latrese. I feel like she was wrong because this, and baby, I'll respect it. If anybody has came in my comments and they were calmly voicing their different opinion, I love that comment too. And I even commented sometimes and said good perspective. However, you can't attack people for thinking differently. That's all I'm saying. The same way, and that's what I was saying about the video. Just because Treese did not discipline her child the way that some people would, we don't have to hate her for that, because that is the way some people discipline their child. Some people will get up and be ready to, whoop their children if they did something wrong. It's okay to disagree. Just don't come up in here trying to bash me and be shady because I don't have the same opinion of you, and we can all be family. It says you can have an opinion on right and wrong. People putting things on social media. Okay, but this is the thing, Andrea. I don't have to think something is wrong because you think it's wrong. Okay? Some people gonna think what she did last night on live was right. Some people gonna say it was wrong. We never know because we not God, right? This is just an opinion. Olivia says yes. Not saying I agree with everything she has done, but I think it's overprotective because of how she grew up. She definitely cares about him. If not, she would not have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Olivia said her demands were not unreasonable. I think she snapped because of him constantly bad talking. Exactly. Exactly. I don't agree with everything Treese does. I am not on no bandwagon. Treese has made a lot of mistakes. Like I said, I feel like she should definitely spend more time. She should probably take a day or two off during the week just for her children to get some things in order. However, what she was asking him to do was not unreasonable. It is not unreasonable to say, look, put that phone down and come do this. That's what everybody has. We all had, I mean, anybody who's grew up in in the household with their parents, and most people, the average person has had their parents tell them to put down that toy, put down that book, turn that TV off, and come in here and do what I asked you to do. I mean, that's not uncommon. And so my issue with the whole situation was people were on his platform acting as if he was right, and basically putting it in his head that his mom was evil. And that's the part I had a problem with. Just because she, the way in which she disciplined him was very, it was toxic. And it was hard to watch in some people's opinion. Don't go to this child's page trying to turn him against his mom, because this is still his mom. Because if she didn't love him, she wouldn't be providing the lifestyle for him. This boy has a TikTok, and he's TikTok famous. He got 2 phones. He got a brand new car. He's living better than a lot of kids. Honey, my first car I had to buy with my Burger King check from the auction. My mama didn't have no money to buy me no $25,000 nothing, honey. I had to buy my own car. I had to buy my own prom dress. I had to go work when I was in like 11th grade. I had to work a part-time job at Burger King to, to get the things that I wanted. And so, he definitely, I can understand how he felt seeing his mom go live. That is hurtful. That's why I said she was wrong for going live. But she wasn't wrong for why she was upset. So let's make this clear. This is my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's okay. In my opinion, because we're gonna say it again for Andrea, okay? Because Andrea seems to have an issue, so we're gonna say it again. Um, Latrese was definitely wrong for going live, disciplining her child. Hey D, hey girl, thank you for supporting. Y'all go follow Meek Mob D, honey. She got some good content over there as well. But yes, Latrese was definitely wrong for going live, disciplining her child. But was she wrong for what she was upset about? No, she was not wrong. And Drea says, exactly, because I said you're clout chaser. I never call girl, clout chasing is shade. You think I agree with you calling me a clout chaser? She told me some because you didn't call me out my name, you're not being disrespectful. Girl, don't come over here calling me no clout chaser. I made a YouTube platform just like anyone else, okay? That's what a lot of people do. Don't you enjoy watching YouTube, which is why you're participating in a YouTube chat? You enjoy the commentary, right? You enjoy the communication between you and people who you don't know on social media. So what I did was, because I watch YouTube just like other people and I enjoy some of the things that happen, or I have a perspective or an opinion, I made a platform so that I can have a community of people to talk about it with who I don't know from all over the world. That's it. And if my channel grows and if I get monetized and I or am able to make an extra income off of having a conversation, then let's do it. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. So call it what you want to call it, but don't call me no clout chaser. Darlene says exactly. Oh my God, sis, that was so wrong of them. I see a lot of women doing that last night. Yeah, like last night they were really trying to get him to hate his mom. I'm like, come on now. Stephanie says, yes, she blocked me because I was giving her advice, not shading her. I followed her since 2014 and she was a humble person. I like her. I did enjoy the old Trees as well. The first baby mama said he blessed because of his mother. He's blessed because of his mother, even though she's not perfect. Yes, he is very blessed. His mom is making things happen. For you to have $17,000 waiting on you, and all your mom got to do is sign it over, and you got this because your mom is Facebook famous. You blessed. Olivia said, and they both outlined for bringing things to social media, but he's definitely going overboard with those negative comments. I would not have the balls to post that about my parent. Exactly. My mama did a lot of things, made me mad, but hey, I'm not gonna pick up no phone and talk to 2,000 people about them. D said, I'm not familiar with Latrese. I still like people talking about her situation. And D said, I don't like when cloud chasers use so freely. Exactly. Like, bitch, just because you're having a conversation about something doesn't mean that you clout chasing. What am I chasing clout for, honey? Listen, I have a career, okay? I've been paying my bills before YouTube, okay? And YouTube ain't paying. I'm not even monetized. I'm just talking. D, what happened was her son got into it and she had to thump him up on Facebook Live. Her son was working for her in the warehouse that she has. She has a business. And he kept being on his phone and not helping. And she asked him to put the phone down all day. And he didn't put that phone down. And she went to take the phone from him. And then I guess he raised his hand to her. He said that she swung at him and he pushed her. She say she went to grab the phone and his hand hit her chest. And so she started swinging on him. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine, D. And so basically, she had to give him some old school discipline on live. It got ugly, and I hate that she went live. So we're just pretty much just talking about the parenting situation. Some people feel like she was wrong. I feel like she was wrong for going live, but not for disciplining her children. These children need discipline. Kiana says they both wrong. He shouldn't have been disrespectful, and she should have reacted different. Yeah, they both need a detox. They both, because social media is just not the place to have it out with your mama. Olivia says, then he spoke so positively about the aunt and asked her to take him back. But after he heard how his aunt spoke on how disrespectful he was, now he's attacking the aunt and her husband and kid. Exactly. And this is the thing. The background is Latrese had to put her son out before. She had to put her son out before, because he was being grown, talking to boys and stuff. And so she put him out and sent him to live with his aunt. And his aunt said that she had the same problems with him. Him being on his phone all night, coming to the table on the phone, smoking weed, so the aunt pretty much was just co-signing what Latrice said. And he got mad at the aunt too. So the aunt can vouch. And the aunt, she's not a social media person. She's actually a real estate agent. She's not even trying to look for clout. And the aunt pretty much said the same thing. Like, he can't come back here because he was disrespectful. Mink said, "Loud, he don't raise his hand. It might have been a reflex." Yeah, he probably was flinching because I think what happened was I think she went to grab that phone and he thought that he was about to get hit. So he probably, put his hands up and accidentally hit her. And I know growing up in black household, like when your mama go to whip you with the belt and you grab the belt and then that make her hit you even harder. Even though these are not, I'm not encouraging nobody to beat their kids with no belt. I'm just saying it happens in the black household. So while Treese was wrong for letting it play out on live, I'm not gonna act like I haven't. I'm not against discipline because some type of discipline needs to happen. Andrea says you'll be surprised on how many people come out of the woodworks making you videos after Treese. Well, okay, Andrea, let me tell you something, Andrea. My first video on YouTube was about a BBL. Okay. I started this channel about me going to Miami and getting my fat put into my buttocks. So I definitely did not come on this platform just because of trees. So when you call me a clout chaser, Andrea, you need to go back and do your research and just click my old videos because I came on here to do surgery content to give other women some resources for people who want to go to the clinic I went to. And then once I realized, okay, my surgery journey is over, my body is almost 2 years old now, I said, let me do other content. So I decided to do reaction videos because me and my friends talk daily about what we see on social media. So no, I'm not chasing clout. I went to Dr. Mejia at Mia Aesthetics in Miami. They're in Atlanta now. Well, they got 2 locations. But yeah, so Andrea, calling me a clout chaser, that's not, you're not going to get a positive reaction from me because that's not what I'm doing. I didn't come on here just because of trees. And Andrea says you don't have to say it for me. You need to say it for all your viewers who come to your page with different. Well, Andrea, you can have a different opinion. Just don't insult me, honey. You can stay. Just don't insult me. You went to him too, girl. Oh my God. Oh, I don't you love him? I love him. And girl, you can barely book him now. I called him when he first was doing surgery. So I got a really good deal. But now, oh yes, he was fine, honey. He was. Ooh, I loved him. That was my favorite. So I want to get around to one day, maybe in the future. And I want to go back to him, but they say he be booked and busy, honey. But ooh, yes, girl. I said, oh, he held my hand and prayed with me before I got surgery. I love Dr. Mejia. Ash Khan says, however, disputes like this come from built up anger. We didn't see him hit her, but we seen her pick something up and charge it at him. But as a parent, that's what happened when a child talking back. Yeah, I feel like she was definitely frustrated already. And yeah. Yep, that's when I got my surgery. Yep, he was new. He had only been doing it for in 2019. He had only been doing it for a little while, and so I caught him when he was dirt cheap because he was a new person on the block. But I knew from looking at his results that he produced the best, and I love my body. Andrea said it can't be a double standard. She posts all type of videos about different people that come in and out of her life. Maybe this is her karma. I mean, okay. That's a different perspective. I don't think it's karma because I just feel like this is her daily life though. Her son are not gonna fall out forever. And it's not like anything negative has happened to her. She just got into it with her son and they'll get past it. But maybe I get what you're saying. Okay, maybe she has karma from mistreating people that may have come in her life. So maybe that's why she's going through a hard time. That's a perspective that you're entitled to have. That's maybe so. It says, yes, me too. He's had some deaths now. Oh Lord. But I still like him. Yeah, I still like him. Yeah, that's the only thing about that BBL. I'm like, oh, I want to get around too, but Lord, I'm just, I got lucky the first time because that is a serious surgery. First aid mom said, I don't think there is no perfect person's word. It's not. It's not. And so that's why, when I do my commentary, a lot of times I am gonna be leaning towards the side of the underdog because I feel like social media just is so hard on people. It's like we're human, everyone is human, no one is perfect. And social media, has people thinking that nobody can do any wrong. Like we see famous people make mistakes. Darlene said, I don't think it's her karma, but that some people do feel that way. I don't think it. I just think that this is her life. She's had a rocky life, and with success, it comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. It says Dr. Williams at 305 is good too, but they're real high. Yeah, everywhere is high nowadays. I'm like, oh my God. I paid a total of almost like 8,000, I think. And that came with the recovery house. Now it's just almost 8,000 for the surgery. Irma says we have to remember how powerful words are. They can't be taken back. I'm guilty of this myself. Yeah, they say that in the Bible, the tongue is powerful. So yeah, we do have to. We definitely have to be careful. One second, y'all. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, it says we have to remember how powerful. Okay, and yeah, Mink says, I think parenting on social media, it's hard. It's hard being a parent on social media. And it's like Keisha, people give her the hardest time. It's like, girl, she has 3 kids. If you think somebody gonna run around here with 3 children and be perfect all the time, and no, I have one child. And some days, honey, me and her, we sit up in here. We both got on our pajamas. She may need a shampoo. I may need a deep condition. And honey, we may have us some noodles for dinner. That's life. That is life. Mhm. It says my son was like that, and guess what? I put his ass in a group home through the court, and now he's a little better, and he's 24. Yeah, people have to make different decisions for their kids. I've seen it all. So I'm not judging nobody. It says everyone has a different style of parenting. People can give advice without being disrespectful. That's right. You can give advice without being disrespectful. It's okay to say, hey, try this with your kids. Hey, try that. But what social media does is, so and so's a bad mom. Like, girl. And it's becoming people who don't even have kids. It says she was just saying she's raising him right, then turn around and say that he smoked weed in the room and he don't do anything for her. Which one is it? All for social media. Yeah, I don't agree with her allowing him to smoke weed. Now, I didn't agree with that. But what she was saying was, she feel like he gonna do it anyway. But this is my thing. I don't agree with the whole kids gonna do it anyway, so let them go ahead and do it. Like back in my day, a lot of my friends, mama, I'm talking about back in my day. I'm only 28, y'all. But when I was younger in high school, a lot of my friends, their parents was letting them go get birth control. And my mama was like, no. I said you ain't having sex and you ain't having sex. And some parents felt like, no, they're gonna do it anyway. So if they're gonna do it, let them do it right. And my mama was like, no, you better not be having sex. And so as I grew up, even though I still had sex, of course, duh. But I learned how I understood why she didn't want me to do it. And so even though, she could have just been like all the other parents and let me, get birth control and have sex, it was harder for me to get out here and find people to have sex with because my mama didn't approve of it. So hell, half the time I had to sneak and do it, and I got tired of sneaking it. So I just learned some self-control. um Let's see. Mink said, "Girl, they be like, what did the kids eat?" I'm like, "See, exactly. I think it was Keisha. I think they was talking about she gave her kids some guacamole." I'm like, "Now listen, damn, y'all, the kids can't have no guacamole." Olivia said, "Right. I don't think she should give up on him though, because he still needs love. He also needs to recognize you have to respect your parent, and she needs to help with self control." Yeah, I feel like she should take a social media break, not a break because she has to eat right, but I feel like she needs to schedule days where she will not be on social media and just really devote those days to her kids. And that's what I think, because I don't want him to get put out. I think he's a good kid. He just needs some guidance. And Mink says, advice coming from a caring place is accepted different. Giving advice from a hateful place will get you cursed out. Exactly. It's a way you do everything. Mama number two said, "Ain't nothing wrong with old school parenting. It sure ain't, honey. That's what these children need, because nowadays people don't whip their kids. They don't do nothing, and then you got people who ain't number 19-year-olds in jail or dead." People, I mean, this younger generation is something else, honey. I call it the NBA YoungBoy generation. Now I love me some NBA YoungBoy, y'all, but honey, these young kids, they up here shooting each other, killing each other, robbing. I'm like, oh, child, because they ain't scared of nothing. Glenna said, "I think she needs to take a little time off social media and take care of herself and her family." Yeah, she needs a break. She needs a break. You can see it in her eyes. She's stressed. She needs a break. It says she may not cook all the time, but she do feed them kids better than me. She do, honey. Them kids be eating crab leg plates and all type of stuff. A lot of people criticize her because she don't cook, but one thing about it, and they be eating good. I be want to go live with her when I see what they be eating. Linda Wood, she's not going to do that because it's all money with her. Yeah, me says, "I love guacamole. They called CPS when Keisha did that. It's literally in the report that she only feeds her kids guac." Like, how do y'all know what she only feeding her kids? Like, are y'all over there with her while she's preparing the meals? Like, come on now. It says, "I'm still thinking about homeschooling my kids." I mean, yeah. Because school is crazy nowadays, honey. Especially with the pandemic. I just don't know about school no more. Mink says, "I like NBA Young Boy. He crazy, honey. I love him. But the people that listen to him and follow him, oh, child, these young boys, they'll take you out the game." Baby Mama Two said, I'm super old school. Yeah. It's nothing wrong with that old school parenting. I think that's what this generation is missing. They're missing that old school parenting, because back in the day it was just some things that you didn't do. Like the other day I was in the wing place, and this boy, his grandma was getting the food. She was going to get the wings from the counter, and he walked up behind her, like fake punched her in the head, like he played with one of his friends. And this is his grandma. And I'm looking like, see? It says, "Oh hell now, no homeschool again in life." Girl, that virtual school. Child, I was over here about to start smoking cigarettes. Ooh, that virtual school was no joke. And Darlene Brown says, "No, they not. They just hate that lady so much. They say what everybody they say what every about that lady." Yeah, they don't like Latrese. Even, like I said, it's the same. It's like social media now is, if someone is a villain, it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter if they come back and do something wonderful. If when people have it in their mind that this person is a bad person, it's like everything they do is just terrible. And if you even think differently, then you're just a piece of crap. And that's not right. It says, "Trust. The documentation has been forwarded where it needs to go." It says I almost pushed him out the car the first day of school. Okay. Yeah, that virtual school so I just don't know about school anymore because that virtual was a hot mess. And and I just feel like they just need to take it slow with the kids. It's like they give them so much work. And I'm like, oh my God. You know. But we have to just pray for Latrice, you guys. I don't think that she's a terrible person. I just think that she needs some guidance. I think that she needs to, definitely hire a professionals team. She may need to reach out to, she's in Atlanta with all the celebrities, so she may need to reach out to some of the same, managers or management teams they have. Their contacts on Instagram. There are people who are on Instagram who have successful management companies. She needs to definitely look into that, and then also look into a professional staffing company for her warehouse. Maybe getting a professional assistant. Something. D says, wait till the fourth grade so you can make it out alive. Baby mom too says she want to teach her own kids. Yeah, I mean, if you have the patience for it, I would say go for it, but I just don't have the patience. Darlene says when she go out and enjoy herself, they talk down to her. She can't do nothing right. Exactly. I mean, she can't go have a drink. They're like, she's a bad mom. She goes to the beach for her birthday. Oh, she's leaving the kids. Then when she try to discipline her child and get some order, she a bad mom for that too. So, Linda says people love drama, so certain things shouldn't be on live. I mean, yeah, I don't think that that should have been on live. I definitely have stated that. Ash says, I'm confused about the mixed messages about Courtney though. If he tried to stab her son and she don't trust him at her house with the kids, why has he been watching the kids all this time? I didn't know that one now. Hold on, y'all. My little baby done came in here. Hold on, let me mute. I'm sorry, y'all. My daughter likes to come tell me, hey, just because. I know she bored. It's Sunday. School start tomorrow. We may go get some ice cream in a minute. But yeah, I didn't know that he tried to stab the son now. But I mean, she does have cameras. She does have a security system. I mean, I think it's a situation where she's just doing what she got to do. Sometimes siblings do things happen between siblings. So I know a lot of people have crazy stories about their sibling. Don't try to do this, that, and third. But now, me personally, if you don't raise a knife to my child, I don't think I would trust you around my kids either. But I didn't know that. Burnett says, hello everyone. Night Angel J says, I was watching one of your lives and you said you were from Beard, Macon, Georgia. I'm from Warner Robins. Yeah, girl, I'm from Macon, Georgia, honey. Warner Robins, you my neighbor, girl. Hey. Yeah, I'm from good old Macon, Georgia. Yes, honey. But yeah, I didn't know. So Ash dropped some tea. I didn't know that. Like I said, I can't 100% judge. I don't know what the situation was, but yeah, I didn't know. I would be very leery though, because even if they're siblings, um, it's just, I wouldn't want anything to happen to my little ones, and so she may need to look into, some type of tutoring program for them or some type of after school program, so she can have a little bit of free time to get her work done. I think Rennie at one time was doing the gymnastics and stuff. So, I think she just needs to get some order. ATL Lock Divas says my son went to Fort Valley. Okay, I went to Albany State, honey. Albany State, but Fort Valley is right down the street. I've partied plenty of days at Fort Valley. I'm a AKA, so we used to go down there, homecoming, honey, all that. And said she forgave him for that, and he was young at the time. Yeah, if that happened when they were children, then yeah, I would not hold that against him because I know, my cousins. I'm an only child, but I've seen it go down. I think me and my cousin got into it one time, and she sprayed me with some rope spray in my eye. So it gets real with kids. So if it happened when he was a small child, I could see how she would trust him because. That was, baby girl says, okay, you from Macon with Auntie Petunia Reba. Yes, I actually went to school with Petunia. Me and Petunia went to school together. Petunia is younger than me, but yes, I went to high school with Petunia, and I love her and Reba. I actually see them all the time. When I go to the club, I see Petunia. I see them everywhere. Making it. It's not that big. It's not that small, but it's not that big. So yes, I see Petunia all the time, and I love her and Reba. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, I just, the moral of the story is when it comes to parenting, it's no right way. It's no rule book. I would say that, as long as you love your children, you're not maliciously trying to hurt your children, you're there for them when you need them, when they need you. You're providing for them, you're making the sacrifices for them to be with you. Then, whatever mistakes you make along the way are okay, as long as they're not in harm's way. If you yell at them too loud one day, or if you have to whoop them or something and you feel bad, it was times when my mama, whooped me and she had to come tell me sorry. And I'm not saying that's okay, but what I'm saying is, people just need to be realistic. This is real life. It says love is everything for the kids. Yeah, just love your kids. As long as you loving them and you loving on them and you making sure they straight, then that's you doing a good job. Because there's some people out here who are evil, who do evil things to their kids. So loving on them, making sure they okay, you'll figure the rest out. Kathy says, I think he should stay with PJ. Yeah, I think that for a little while he needs, someone with a little bit more. Some men sometimes just have a way of making some stuff happen. So sometimes men have a better way to discipline than women. So it may be best for him to stay with PJ, but I hope he can come back to the household, and I hope they can be one again, because they had just got back to a good place. It broke my heart when he got put out the first time, and so yeah, I hope he come back. It says, however, I love Treese. It's just something when you're right, you're right, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. I said something because she mentioned she don't trust him because of that like 2 hours ago. Oh, okay, okay, Ash. Okay, so she brought it back up. Okay, well, yeah, yeah, she shouldn't be bringing that up if that happened when he was a child. So if you don't trust him, then like you said, if you didn't trust him, then why were you letting them watch the children? But I do love her, and I hope she gets it together. Darlene said he do need to stay with PJ. Yeah, he needs to stay with the man for a little while. I think if he stayed with his uncle and he could whip him into shape, because he was on live and he was cussing and he was just, I'm like, you're still a child. You are still a child. Mm. Maria says, I agree with some of what you said, but she does not like constructive criticism. She thinks she's always right. Yeah, she definitely needs to learn how to take constructive criticism. I think it's hard to do that though, because like I said, even like the young lady who came in my live earlier, Miss Andrea. Sometimes people come at you so crazy on social media and they talk to you so harsh and they come accusing you or calling you names or trying to accuse you of being a terrible person. And that's what makes it hard for you to receive the criticism. And so I feel like, while Latrese does need to kind of work on, receiving some of the criticism, because some people are trying to give her some sound advice. She does not take accountability, but I don't blame her in some instances, because people come at you so left field on social media. Like, this lady just came in this chat and she accused me of being a clout chaser just because I don't have the same opinion she has. I'm like, Lord. But I get what you're saying, Maria. Darlene says he was out of control. Yeah, he was going in. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, you cannot do what your mom does. You are a child. It says we shouldn't be having this discussion because she says Demon keep calling CPS on her. So why is she constantly giving them a mouthful? Yeah, I mean, now with the whole CPS thing, I mean, I don't agree with that. I feel like, why are y'all calling CPS on this lady? Um, But she does need to be mindful what she posts. Since she knows she has people who don't like her, she should definitely be mindful of what she's posting on social media. But if you just call a CPS on her because you don't like her, or just because you want to see her suffer and lose her kids, when her kids are over there living better and eating better than most kids, like she may be wrong, but for how she handled that situation yesterday, or how she handled certain things, but her kids over there eating better than I eat some days. Like I said, me and my child, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I make more than enough money to get my child crabs and stuff, but sometimes I be tired. I have to work a real job every day. So sometimes we have to go down here and make us some chili dogs, because I'm too tired to drive somewhere and get some crab legs. So her kids are definitely living better than a lot of kids. And they have the luxury that some kids don't have. So, she definitely CPS should not have been called. All right, y'all. I'm gonna stay with y'all for 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna go tend to my child because I'm pretty sure she's in there bored. She's bored out of her mind. They say exactly, and one of them called CPS on her last night. Yeah, and I'm like, why y'all calling CPS? She ain't did nothing but discipline her child. Ashes, I have a 19-year-old with a baby, and when I slips a curse word out before he can apologize, I'm at his throat. Respect me, and I do the same to you. Yeah. Definitely, respect your parents. Definitely. I think that's what this generation is lacking. It's respect. It's the people don't respect elders no more. People don't respect nothing no more. And I feel like social media plays a big part. And so, did you see the two videos that Courtney posted? Shamika, no, I saw the live, but I didn't know he posted some more videos. Girl, what he posted? What's the tea? No, I didn't see the two videos. Darlene says they're doing it on hate. They really hate Treese. Yeah, they hate Treese. They hate him, and I feel bad for her. Ash says, Darlene, they are so damn hateful. They rather see them babies suffer just to piss her off. Exactly. And that's the problem that I had with people on social media. You cannot like a person, but you don't do things like call CPS on them, because now you're taking it too far. You don't know this lady. Y'all, Latrese don't have to come live with none of us in our households. So she's just a social media person who we don't, who some people don't care for. But to try to get her babies taken away, and they may have to go into foster care with strangers who could abuse them, that's taking it too far. Like, why would you ever want to strip some kids away from their mom? And they do the same thing to Keisha Anderson. Because they don't like her, they call CPS on her. And it's like, this girl, she's living in Atlanta in a high rise. She's a successful entrepreneur. She has a business. Her kids are clothed, they're fed. And says so true. Well, all right, you guys. I'm gonna go tend to my little princess. Like I said, it's Sunday, and I know she want to have some fun before she got to go back to being serious at school tomorrow. Darlene said I was crying last night. I feel bad about what they're doing to her. I feel bad too, Darlene. So let's just keep her lifted in prayer. Shamika, it's on his Facebook page. He was wrong, but the way she spoke to him was unbelievable and totally unacceptable. Now, I mean, she was giving it to him on live. Now she was cursing him too. So I like I said, I don't agree with every part of the discipline, but the reason why she was disciplining him was solid. The method in which she chose to discipline him may not have been the best. But Darlene said they so wrong. Yeah, they wrong. And like I said, so we just gotta keep Latrice lifted up in prayer. She ain't perfect now. She got a lot of growing to do. So my message to her is, Latrice, take some time to get your house in order. Take some time to get your kids in order. I understand that, Facebook is your job, and you do a good job on Facebook, Latrice, but take some time to get your house back under your control. Because, while I get it, these are our children and they should do as we say, not as we do. But it's clearly a disconnect there. And so there it needs some healing needs to go on. Because I don't want to see Courtney out and not connected, because he's a beautiful boy and he needs to be in the family. Since I like trees, but I do feel a little mental illness going on. And in her defense, her sister Teresa agreed and being stated in court. Yeah, her sister co-signed it, and so it's not this Latrese. They said that Courtney was out of control, and his obsession with that phone is a lie. Darlene said, "Love you, sis. I'll follow you. I love you too, Darlene. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you." It says you gained me as a follower. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. Linda said, I saw the video on another channel, Courtney on live defending himself. Yeah. Y'all, let's just pray for them. Let's just pray. I hope they get it together, because you don't want to see a mother and son divided. Like I said, Latrice just needs to get it together and just gain some control back over her household. And Courtney needs to understand that he's a child, and and if you're still living under your mom's roof, she's gonna have rules that you're gonna have to follow. But I want to thank each and every one of you all who come in today and supported me. I appreciate you all for talking to me today. And I'm going to get in here and tend to my little princess and entertain her for a little while. So you all have a good day. And I will see you all in my next live. Bye. See y'all later.